Hello, my name is Zach and I'm the craftsman behind Nomadic Arts Archery. And today we're gonna talk about all leather quivers. There's two types of those. Again, there's a full leather. There's only one type known to me that is made entirely out of the leather, and that's the one from Metropolitan Museum. And there's another example, Peter Decker's collection. There's another one in Armories of Leeds, if I'm correct. And another type would be mostly leather, and there's thread instead of leather lace, and presumably wood bottom. So we're gonna do step by step reconstruction of second one, and I would like to use this opportunity to remind you to subscribe, to share and like videos, and if willing and able, please support us on Patreon. All proceeds goes to making these videos. So first part would be stretching the leather. In order to stretch the leather properly, you have to soak it up. I used to soak it up in a bathtub, but it doesn't look nice, especially in the morning. So I would put it in a garbage bag, fill it up with the water, roll up leather into it, and it would sit a couple of hours. Sometimes I did it overnight, but it doesn't make much of a difference. So once wet, make sure that you got nothing on the table, put the old towel or something like that, so leather doesn't scratch. When it's wet, it will scratch very easily, and you're gonna end up with really ugly quiver. So once wrapped around the bottom part, you would put a couple of nails, but make sure that they go into straight lines, because that's gonna be your stitching line. And on top, I use a really thick awl to press the leather to pull it into shape. And since it will wrinkle on sides, make sure that once you pull something out and wrinkles, tap it with the mallet, and then open that nail, move another one, and do it a couple of times again. So it is tricky and laborious process, but that's just how it is. Here we can see a picture of crown of the quiver. It doesn't look really promising, but everything gonna be sort of a cut out. So at this point, there's nothing really to worry about. Just cut out the sides, make sure you follow the template, and cut the bottom part, and you should be fine at this point. Once cut, it's gonna look similar to this. It's very simple. It will do the job, and at this point we're sort of ready for stitching and adding more pieces to it. It's fairly simple from this point on. Here's sort of a better view of crown of it, and don't worry about rough edges. We're gonna work on that a bit later when we sort everything, side pieces and so on. At this point, we're gonna start adding the side pieces, front, back, and that kind of stuff. So here I used the head knife. It was a bit long process, but at the end it worked, and I learned a bit from it. And here we got our mock-up piece. So there's our main body. There's that front piece, front center piece, that is decoration and our suspension point. There's at the neck, there's a collar piece that is also suspension point, and around the crown there's another piece of leather that is a reinforcement to keep everything a bit stiffer. So at this point we are ready to punch the holes. And here we have some holes are punched through. We're gonna use those forky things to punch the holes, and as we got some holes in, we're gonna tap nails, let's say every 10 holes or so on, and that will keep everything together and keep our lineup nice and tight. And at this point we are ready to bevel the edges and put some stain on it. And here is all stained, all sealed. They're all pieces, and at this point total length is cut. Easiest way to do it is once you got your size, stand it up and make sure everything is vertical. And at this point we are ready to do stitching. We're gonna start stitching first with the middle suspension point, and then we're gonna do crown, collar, and then stitch it all the way down to the bottom. And here we didn't use saddle stitch, we just went through the holes to one side and then back, and the result is pretty much the same as long as you use 2 threads. And here's another view of the middle suspension point, which is basically highlight of this quiver. And here is top part of the quiver. It's all stitched, ready to do the bottom part. And completed quiver, just the back view. And here's the back view of crown of the quiver. This is the trickiest part. There's lots of pushing and pulling and hammering and stuff like that, and everything have to be really representable, but once finished it looks quite nice. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you on the next one.